I just mentioned the national policy on youth, but we are working a lot on media and youth, and I will in a few minutes my colleague explain what we do exactly at that level. But we are also tackling the issue of skills focusing, vocational training. For us, it's really important to have an idea of...
I'm a media working group of the ICMD project, which is funded by the European Union and implemented by UNESCO. I'm a journalist and an officer in the Community Media Center, which focuses on media, youth, women, and human rights.
Based on international headquarters in Dublin. It's a pleasure to be speaking at this session and explaining our approach to this important issue. We have taken the issue of violent extremism very seriously for the last number of years and have worked hard to ensure that our platform is a place where firstly there is no place for violent extremism and also where people can counter violent extremism. So just to give you a very quick background, I work in the policy team. So Oscar Morales was a regular citizen in Colombia, and he was really fed up with FARC. It's quite topical, I know, at the moment. But he was like, how can I express this? He didn't really have any avenue to do so. So he decided to set up a Facebook page, and he made it public. And he invited 100 of his friends to like the page. He went to bed, and the next morning, 15,000 people had liked the page. He thought, this is really interesting. How do I mobilize these people and do something about this? Because other people are obviously feeling the same. They're fed up with FARC. So the number of likes on the page kept growing. So he created an event called 1 Million Voices Against FARC. And he invited the people who liked the page to join the event. And it was shared widely across many friends' profiles, etc., etc. So when it came to the day of the demonstration, over 1.5 million people turned out in Bogota. So that was an incredible example of how Facebook can be used to utilize voices against extremism. The important thing to say is we did nothing. Facebook simply provided platform and the tools, and Oscar was the person with the idea, and he simply used Facebook to amplify his voice and others who were feeling the same. And his page is still going. I think it has over 700,000 likes. So just another few examples that many of you are familiar with. So hashtag I'll ride with you after the Sydney siege. A girl was traveling on the train and she removed her hijab because she was afraid of being attacked. And this guy said, you don't actually have to remove your hijab. I'll ride with you.
I'm a former journalist turned strategic communications consultant turned knowledge management consultant, and now I'm a hybrid of all three, communication and knowledge manager, for what's called a Human Migration 4. I was told I can use, and I should use this session actually to pick your brains on what we are doing, and so I do a very selfish presentation, and I'll ask you two questions. It's called Euromed Migration 4 because it's the fourth phase of three earlier such projects or programs. Euromed Migration 1, 2, and 3, each of which had 3 years approximately. So, having said that, you can tell that migration has been discussed already since a long time as EU-funded, the EU-funded program. And one of the outcomes of the last phase of Euromed Migration 3 at the end of 2015 was that the perception of migration as a phenomenon which can have many sides is changing, is negative, is very much connotated mainly with a refugee crisis, mainly in Europe. It can also be different on the southern part of the Mediterranean because you know this from Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, which are countries with the role of social media and all this. What can be done is there a specific role in terms of helping us in terms of supporting the kind of people who advocate for a more balanced view of what migration is and can be, and that it has positive sides. What is the role of social media in this?
Les médias ne savent pas traiter la question de l'immigration. Parce qu'on voit l'immigration à travers parce qu'on a été toujours un pays producteur d'immigration.
Okay, so Algerian society is complicated.
Better standards, if we might say. And concerning how to engage media, there was a consensus on this matter that the media in our region always shows the bad aspect of the migration phenomenon, which can be, for example,
with us. We discussed quite a bit about how migration-related discussions, on what kind of migration-related discussions are going on Facebook, and we had examples which were both negative and positive, in the sense that there is a lot of hate speech and a lot of repetition of what policymakers actually say, and also what comes from the mainstream media, which is then picked up by social media. So what I myself take away from this is that there's a very big role for Facebook, and looking at you, to play, or to actually think about what is our role in society, if we as a highly influential, probably mainly young people communication tool, play when it comes to balancing the narrative on migration. How much of the negative stuff do we let go through? To which extent do we have solutions or opportunities for pushing more positive stories, which is somehow a question of Facebook's own ethics. And how you deal with these questions, which is not easy to answer, but clearly an important thing to think about. And as I said, we had both positive examples and negative examples. The negative ones tend to, because good news is no news, even on social media, the negative ones tend to have more weight than the positive ones, unfortunately.